Just hopped aboard the train heading west through Canada's heartland. And let me tell you, it's like traveling through a living tapestry of landscapes. As the cityscape fades, sprawling forests and glistening lakes start to dominate the horizon, each scene more breathtaking than the last. There's something inherently magical about train travel here. The gentle rhythm of the wheels on the tracks creates a soothing backdrop, making it easy to lose yourself in thought or simply gaze out the window in awe. Unlike flying, where everything below looks like a patchwork quilt, the train offers an intimate glimpse into the country's soul. Yesterday, while passing through a small town in Ontario, the train slowed, and I caught sight of a group of kids playing hockey on a frozen pond. An iconic Canadian moment if there ever was one. Moments like these make you appreciate the simple joys and the vastness of this land. One of the highlights has been striking up conversations with fellow travelers. Met a backpacker from Germany who's exploring Canada for the first time, and a photographer chasing the perfect shot of the Northern Lights. Their stories add layers to the journey, reminding me how travel weaves together so many different paths. If you're ever in Canada, I can't recommend the cross-country train journey enough. The route from Toronto to Vancouver, for instance, takes you through the Rockies, where snow-capped peaks pierce the sky and valleys stretch as far as the eye can see. Watching the sunrise paint the mountains in hues of pink and orange while sipping on a hot cup of coffee is an experience that stays with you. Did you know that Canada's rail network covers over 46,000 kilometers? It's one of the longest in the world, connecting remote communities and bustling cities alike. And with the recent improvements in sleeper cabins and dining options, it's become even more comfortable and inviting. Thinking about all this, it strikes me how train travel allows us to slow down and truly be present. In a world that's always rushing, there's immense value in journeys that encourage reflection and connection. Have you ever considered taking a long train trip? It might just offer a new perspective on travel and life. Oh, and speaking of unique travel experiences, there's a train in Canada called the Polar Bear Express that takes you up to the edge of James Bay. It's one of the few ways to access some of the most remote parts of the country. Imagine stepping off the train into a world where nature reigns supreme. It's definitely on my list for the next adventure.